Hello there. I just wanted to fill you in on a few more details about what was going on with regard to my ENS situation with the septoplasty, in inverted commas, that was performed on me at Guy's Hospital. As you know, I've made previous videos about this. I just really have to say to you that the supervisor for that was a chap called David Roberts. Why I'm coming out and saying this is I've made two complaints now. One immediately after the operation when it was patently obvious that it had gone wrong. Mr. Roberts then, I eventually got seen by him and absolutely denied anything had gone wrong. That went on for about 2 years. I got a second opinion at the Royal National Throat, Nose and Ear Hospital with a Mr. Joseph in January. And he was the one that confirmed that I'd had surgery out with, I think they say in Scotland, to what I actually signed up for. I didn't consent to what is known as a submucosal resection. I signed up for a septoplasty. A septoplasty is conservative, i.e. meaning not in the Boris Johnson terms. It's conservative means it conserves any tissues that are there and it tries to correct whatever defect there is. A submucosal resection is a very particular type of, in this country, what we recognise sometimes as a septoplasty, but if you're a pretty darn good doctor, you would describe to your patient that they were having an SMR before they actually signed it up, and said, yeah, I would like my nose corrected. SMR to me is totally different from a septoplasty. Submucosal, that means they elevate the mucoperichondrial flaps actually either side of the nose, not just one like they do in a septoplasty. And in my case, the woman who I've already mentioned, Fiona Ting, she went in there quite, with gusto, removing massive amounts of bone at the back of my nose, which she had no idea of what was there because she was not working with any x-rays. She was just like opening me up and jolly type of thing, taking away loads of bone. Like possibly going into a camping site and identifying a tent and probably thinking that you've got a camping stove and a sleeping bag in there, but you don't know what make they are, what size it is, how they fit in the tent, but hey, who cares, because she wanted to do an SMR. It's worth looking at this table just to see how very different the procedure of a septoplasty is from an SMR, and why I believe doctors should tell you exactly what operation you're having. There should be no confusion that you are having a septoplasty or an SMR. In the first two instances, when Mr. Roberts replied to a complaint I've made to Guy's about the fact that I was unhappy with the operation, he claimed that he wasn't there supervising. On the last occasion, when he was given the opportunity to explain, he now has found his feet and obviously knows that they do good whitewashes at Guy's. So fundamentally, he's now saying that he was supervising at that operation, probably because he knows he can walk all over me. The complaints department at Guy's have been really unhelpful. It's not an investigation if you complain. It's not an investigation. It's a total skewed towards the doctors. We are going to find their right result. It's pretty disgusting, actually. So consequently, it was pretty well a waste of my time to complain to Guy's Hospital, because they are not going to rectify faults. This is a very, very big division between one operation and another, which should be explained to the patient before you give them the operation, and this did not happen to me. That has all been whitewashed out. Now, Mr. Roberts is endeavouring to make it as difficult as possible for me to attend an appointment at Guy's. By that I mean, on the 19th of May, Mr. Roberts rang me without an appointment at home. Actually, that's totally against any guidance from the GMC, but we'll just gloss over that because he seems to walk over the authorities at any time he can. And he rang me in high dudgeon, not terrifically worried about my health or the state of my nose, but the fact that I was posting on social media. We can all post on social media, Mr. Roberts. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I'm not being abusive here. I'm just saying the facts and what happened. I'm afraid you cannot deny the truth, and that's what you're trying to do. He rang me. He was in a terribly bad temper. In fact, I kind of, when I recognised the voice, I went, "Oh, it's Mr. Roberts." And he said, "What are you laughing at?" He is an extremely unsavoury character. He just flouts all the rules in a bad way. You know, I mean, I don't mind if he flouted all the rules and saved lives, but this is to my detriment he's been doing this. Now, in an unusual turn of events, what happened was during that telephone conversation that was unauthorised for him to ring me, he declared he did not want to treat me anymore, which I was quite happy with. He said he was going to refer me to a lady called Claire Hopkins. I was also happy with that. That was all going ahead. The appointment was set for the 24th of August. And I was looking forward to it because I thought, well, I don't think this can be repaired, but I might get some advice, some practical advice on what can happen. All of a sudden, I get a notification from the hospital. That appointment is no longer going ahead. I'm now having an appointment with David Roberts or any of his team the following day, 25th of August. I rang them. I said, look, Mr. Roberts has said absolutely categorically he doesn't want to treat me again. There is a danger if I go to this appointment on the 25th with the taxi rank system they have that I could get David Roberts seeing me. And they have refused to change that appointment. I've now rang the hospital twice. That cannot be. Prior to this, I've had 7 appointments, all cancelled by the department the day before I was supposed to attend or have the phone consultation. I get the one appointment that is absolutely satisfactory, that I'm thinking, yeah, we may sort this out, and then that gets cancelled when it's seen that Mr. Roberts categorically promised me that that referral was going to be made, and now that is not done. Guy's Hospital do not act on their word. Their complaints department is a joke and a disaster, and it's not worth really wasting your time contacting them.